Welcome to Unprofessional movie discussion. We're discussing Transformers.
The last night.
All of a sudden now, I understand that Transformers have been coming to Earth over the years. Well, suddenly now they've gone pretty far back. We know they're supposed to be far back as the Egyptians and everything. It's just so weird. I don't know what's going on with the movies anymore, with its continuity and how it's supposed to fit in now.
And constantly changing things just to make a new story, and also, like a lot of these movies, they've always contradict themselves with the continuity. Sometimes it's like, what the hell, and other times where it's like, okay, fair enough. And there are times where they've completely rewritten history just to make their stories at times.
There's some parts, it's a Transformers movie that lacks Transformers at times. Like, you see them doing their thing, but it's like,
they're not as many character moments for the Transformers in this movie. Like, the main reason they're there is like for the fight scenes, it seems, most of the time.
And Optimus Prime has so small screen time. It's like Godzilla. You see it for like 5 minutes and it's gone. Speaking of that Optimus Prime guy, he turns bad, and then he gets his name as Nemesis Prime, and when I heard that, I did laugh because it sounds stupid.
Yes, and there was a character originally called Nemesis Prime, but it wasn't Optimus. It was basically Optimus's polar opposite. But on this one, they made it that his original creator turned him into Nemesis Prime, just to go after the staff so they can rebuild Cybertron by destroying Earth, which apparently is Unicron.
Which is stupid.
Which has happened before.
Which is stupid.
Yeah, it is kind of stupid.
Also, Cybertron comes back somehow?
Yeah, because when it got turned in the third one, you see it turn a black hole, and it all collapses on itself, and yet it's still alive, but it's in really bad shape.
Yeah. And then we get a few characters returning from the previous movies. Some that were probably dead in the fourth movie.
Or were supposedly dead in earlier movies. Like we thought for sure that Barricade was dead in the third one.
Yeah. And
we didn't know what Wheelie's fate was, but it was cool for that to have him back.
But the disappointing part was Barricade and Bumblebee didn't have another final fight kind of thing.
They had a chase fight, by which ended with B shooting him, but they didn't have a full-on fight, which is what we were hoping for.
He shot him, but he was like,
that hurt.
Yeah.
But Megatron's new design is just absolute badass. He's got this giant axe sword, and also he looks like back when he was in his prime of Cybertron, he's just an absolute boss looking. And I love how they made his face change from something speaking to something like full-on solid armor looking. I mean, that was cool.
Yeah, and then we get a cameo from Starscream.
Yes, his head. Or what's left of his head.
Yeah. There's a scene with this girl and her little Transformer thing, and it makes it feel like you're supposed to focus on this girl. Like, she's gonna be part of this whole thing. And it turns out that she isn't. And what it really was a setup for that little Transformer thing to do something later on in the movie. That's it. There's no real story. They're just there. They're just there for no reason. That's it.
Yeah. But it was good to see the Dinobots again. How you saw Grimlock and the Triceratops, and seeing Grimlock in action, even though he was fighting against humans, it was still good to see him in action. And also those mini Dinobots were cute.
The bad thing is the Dinobots wasn't there in the final scene.
Yes, that was a bit of quite a disappointment. We were both hoping for them to be in the final battle again, but no.
Yeah, well, I don't mind the human element stuff in Transformers, but there has to be a movie where the Transformers is just them, no humans.
Yeah.
It's just them dealing with their problems. Probably a prequel on Cybertron before the war, or during the war, or the last days of the war, or something. At least something with just Transformers only.
Yeah. Or something where the human characters are background or secondary characters, not main characters like they seem to be a lot in these movies. And I always did like the whole military characters in these movies because the military characters were always good, and it was good to see Lennox back in this movie.
Optimus Prime was poorly written.
Yeah.
Bumblebee, I guess Bumblebee had the most stuff. Like he can now like be pulled apart and transform back into.
Like he can deliberately or non-deliberately fall apart and completely reassemble in the middle of a battle, which can be useful when you're outnumbered, but it was still pretty cool to see him do that. And we finally get to see B. Willie's voice back.
Yeah, it's about time. I kind of got annoyed at the radio voice after the second movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fun at the time, but it's just like, come on.
Yeah.
And then Optimus Prime and Bumblebee are fighting, and you're like, yeah, right,
but he can't win that fight. He can't.
I was hoping that Bumblebee was gonna die. I was truly like thinking Optimus Prime will come to his senses after Bumblebee was dead. But no.
But no, they did something a bit different.
Yeah. It was so lucky that I got to see this for free. I would have been like, why did I pay for this movie? Anyway, ratings. I will give this 1.5.
I'll give it 3.5.
That's it.